Welcome, Shine Living Community. I'm Jessica, here with Jill, and today we're going to be doing a beautiful sequence to help stimulate and activate the lymph system. So good for detoxifying the body, for bringing the nervous system into harmony, and really helping with overall inflammation. So we're going to start by clasping the fingers here, and we're going to bring the hands to kind of in between the low ribs here at the solar plexus, the area of the diaphragm. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and on the exhale, as the belly comes in, we're going to do a little pull. So gently pressing on the belly and then inhaling, release. Exhaling as the belly button comes in, a gentle pushing in of the belly. Again, inhaling and exhaling. This diaphragmatic breath really helps move the lymph through the body. We have so many lymph nodes right here in the center of our belly. So one more, inhale and exhale, making a count. And then we're gonna keep the clasp, but bring the hands behind the neck here at the base of the skull, and with the palms, the base of the palm, we can give a little rub here at the neck, sides of the neck. Again, stimulating this crown of the lymph here at the neck. And then we'll start to move with it. So inhaling, elbows come wide, gazing towards the sky. Exhaling, chin comes all the way into chest as the elbows come in. Inhaling again, elbows wide, gaze skyward. Exhale, chin coming into chest, activating the lymph nodes in the neck. One more. Inhale with breath, opening. Exhale, release, chin to chest. And then releasing the hands, bringing the hands to the front of the mat. We're going to come into downward facing dog. So really rooting the fingertips, the base of the palm, and from those roots, hips move towards the sky, feet are hips width apart, spreading the toes, and bringing the gaze between the feet. So the chin moves towards the chest here, bringing on that long, slow Ujjayi breath. Again, the breath helps move the lymph through the body. And then we'll start to walk that dog. So dropping one heel and then the other heel, coming high on the toes, moving the ankles, the lymph around the ankles and the calves. A couple more times. And then we'll walk it forward. Feet land between the hands. Feet can stay hips width apart here, rooting all four corners of the feet. And then taking that clasp at the sacrum, we'll bend the knees as much as we need to lay the belly down on the legs. As the hands come overhead, we can keep the palms of the hands together, which helps activate through the armpits a little bit, another place where we have a lot of lymph nodes, letting the head be heavy, lengthening the spine behind the heart, the neck. You can even shake the head a little, yes and no here, letting the hands just drop over the head. Remembering the long, slow breaths, feeling the breath come all the way into the belly. And next inhale, keeping the clasp, we'll slowly rise, head the last to arrive, so vertebrae by vertebrae, chin into chest until we arrive at the top, releasing the hands. Hands come wide, and then clasping the hands again overhead, turning the palms towards the sky. Tail is long here, so long tail, lengthen the arms, shoulders down the back, and then we'll take a little tip to the right side, hips bump out to the left, gazing under that left armpit, and then letting the hands come all the way down to the pelvis area. Next inhale, hands come up. Palms towards the sky, again connecting with the tail, heavy in the tail, connected in the legs, and then coming over to the left side, Hips bump out to the left, maybe gazing under that right armpit. And then hands round down towards the pelvis. This time we can release the hands. Hands come overhead. Prayer to the sky. Gazing towards that prayer, and we'll pull that prayer right into the heart space, pausing for a moment to connect with the breath again. Feeling the feet connected to the earth, legs activated, long in the tail, shoulder blades are down the back, long in the neck. One breath here, inhaling. Exhaling, we let the hands go at our sides. Next, inhale, prayer to the sky. Exhaling, releasing that prayer as we bow over ourselves. Gazing all the way into the heart here again, bowing that chin towards the chest, activating that lymph in the neck. Inhaling, lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck as we roll the eyes in front of us. Planting the hands, and we're going to walk it back into plank pose, or we can come to all fours. Feeling that connection of the belly to the spine, so that diaphragm area is connected towards the spine, long in the neck. And then we're going to lower to the knees, then the chest, then the chin, coming to the tops of the feet as we come into a gentle cobra. So shoulder blades roll down the back, finding that pubic bone connected to the earth, long in the neck. And we're going to inhale here and then exhale into a child's pose. And we're going to move with the breath. So we'll start in the child's pose with an inhale here, and then exhale coming into that cobra again. Inhaling, coming back to the child's pose. Knees can be gently apart here. Exhaling, feet come a little wider than the mat as we move into that cobra. Couple more, moving back on the inhale. And then as we come forward, we can add a little lion's breath. Tongue out. Inhaling, coming back. That breath with the tongue out helps stimulate that lymph system. Exhaling. And then coming back to that child's pose, pausing here for a moment. And then rising up into that downward facing dog again. So connecting the fingertips to the earth, toes to the earth, heels move towards the earth or plant on the earth, long in the spine. Gaze is between the feet. Next inhale, right heel to the sky. Feeling that connection of belly to spine while we're here. And then planting the foot between the hands. And we'll gently rise from those roots up into crescent. So feeling that length in the tail, that strength in the legs, that length in the spine. And we're going to drop the right hand down by that right hip. Finding the breath, inhaling here, exhaling, tipping over towards that bent knee, lengthening that left side body, breathing in through the belly, so stretching the belly open. Inhaling, exhaling, we're going to tip those heart wings the other way, coming into a twist here. So we'll plant the palm of the hand or the fingertips, rolling open the heart. Twists are so good for moving and circulating fluid in the body, blood and lymph. So coming into that twist, breathing even here, even in the twist, finding that breath. And then planting both hands on the earth, moving back into downward facing dog, connecting to our breath again, finding that gaze between the feet or all the way up towards the belly, steady in the gaze. Next inhale, left heel to the sky, both legs straight and strong here, connected in the belly, and from the belly, we move the foot, planting it between the hands. finding the roots of our feet, and from those roots we rise again. High crescent. So really finding that strength in the legs, that length in the tail. Top of the head moves skyward. Inhaling here. Exhaling, dropping that left arm. So same arm as that bent leg. And then we're going to tip over towards that bent leg. Again, stretching open the belly, making space for that circulation in the center of your being, in the center of your body. Finding the inhale. Next exhale, we tip the other way, coming into that twist. So planting the hand or the fingertips, opening up that left arm, rolling the heart towards the sky. Picturing that spine rotating, moving and circulating the fluid in your body. Inhaling here, exhaling, planting that hand, coming back to downward facing dog. And now from our downward facing dog, we're going to move from child's pose into downward facing dog, back and forth, using our breath. So inhaling here and down dog, exhaling, finding that child's pose. Knees are closer together. Inhaling in child's, exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling, moving towards that child's pose. Exhaling, downward facing dog. So just finding what works for you, breath by breath. Maybe you need to take 2 breaths in each position, but we're pumping that lymph in the belly as we move like this. And we're also opening the lymph nodes behind the knees. So moving with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. So pausing here to find your breath again. Long, slow breaths. And then we're going to come down, knees, chest, chin again. So knees, chest, chin, and we're going to float forward towards Sphinx pose. So elbows come right underneath the shoulders. Legs are activated, tops of the feet are moving into the earth, which helps support the low back. Pelvis is connected. Shoulder blades come down the back. And then we're going to lift the hands. So arrange your elbows however you need to so that you can lift your hands, placing your pointer fingers behind the ears, and the rest of your fingers are in front of the ears. And we're going to give ourselves a gentle massage here. So fingertips behind the ears are circulating that space behind the ears on the sides of the upper neck. And the other fingers are massaging near the temples, gentle circular movements. The lymph system is right underneath the skin, so we don't have to push hard. We don't have to get into the musculature. Just gentle touch here as we breathe. And letting that go, we're going to drop one hand to the mat, hand over hand, elbows wide. And we'll take our forehead right on top of the hands. Feeling for sensation in the body, feeling that energy, that lymph moving through the body, clearing, detoxifying, energizing. And then bending at the knees, taking the soles of the feet towards the sky. We're just going to take the feet windshield wipering side by side to side, giving the belly a gentle massage on the earth. Using that long, slow breath to activate the movement of fluid through the belly, through the body. And then letting that go. Bringing our hands either side of the shoulders, moving back into downward facing dog, finding our dog. So lengthening the spine towards the sky. activating the legs. And then we're going to walk the feet forward into a little malasana pose. So a little squat here. We're going to take the heels together or towards each other, and the toes face towards the sides of the mat. So we're in this little like frog pose here. Taking our fingertips to the earth. I promise you this is worth it. A little bit of effort here in the jumping frog kind of thing. So we're going to inhale, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, we're going to straighten the legs, gazing all the way in towards the heart. Inhaling, bending the knees, gazing all the way up at the sun. Exhaling, gazing all the way into the heart. Inhaling, opening the chin towards the sky. Exhaling, chin comes all the way into the chest. We'll do about 5 more of these, inhaling and exhaling, so moving with breath. This is so good for moving the lymph nodes in the neck, in the knees. Healing yourself, opening up the pathways for detoxification. 2 more, inhaling and exhaling. Letting that go, pausing here for a moment to close the eyes, connecting with sensation in the body. Feeling that movement, that activation, that healing that's happening. And then we'll drop onto our bottoms. We're going to come into a little bridge pose. So rolling down onto the back, soles of the feet come to the earth, and we'll reach our fingertips so they just graze the heels here. So that's the distance we want our legs, but we don't have to clasp anything. We're just going to keep the palms of the hands on the earth. Back of the head is on the earth, and we're going to keep the head where it is. And as we inhale, the pelvis and the chest comes up. Chest comes towards the chin. Chin does not move. Exhale, pelvis comes back to the earth. Inhale, we rise again. Chest come towards the chin. Again, pumping that crown of the lymph in the neck as we move, in the groin area as we move. Moving with breath, inhaling and exhaling. 1 more. Chest rises, pelvis rises. And then exhale, rolling back down to the earth, pausing here. 1 deep breath. And then we'll take the chin or the knees into the chest, giving ourselves a little squeeze here, using the thighs against the belly, finding our breath. And then we'll let the knees drop to one side, coming into a deep twist here. And as we roll over, I want us to lengthen the spine and the belly so we don't get too crunched up in a ball. But finding that stretching open of the belly, arms can come into cactus pose, gazing off the opposite shoulder, breathing in and through the belly, letting the belly rise and fall with breath. Next inhale, bringing the knees back to center, giving a little squeeze. Next exhale, dropping the knees to the opposite side. Again, stretching open the belly, lengthening the spine, gazing off the opposite shoulder. Letting the breath move the fluid in the body, so letting the breath expand the belly, the diaphragm, the lungs. Inhaling and exhaling. Next inhale, knees come back to center. 1 more squeeze here. And then letting the legs come wide. And we'll bring the hands one on top of the other back to that diaphragm. So above the belly button, between the low ribs. And we're going to do that deep inhale, expanding, ballooning the belly. And on the exhale, we let the belly come in, gentle press of the hands One more, inhaling, expanding the belly, expanding the breath. Exhaling, little press on the belly, activating that lymph node right in the center. And then we could just let that go. Let the hands come wide. Releasing everything into the earth, softening. Connecting with that sensation in the body, the energy moving in the body, feeling that flow in your body. And we'll just rest here for as long as you want. Allowing that detoxification, that nervous system reset, that healing to take place.